That was not that fun. I don't know these that well. I knew the other one really well, so it was really easy to take off, but this was not that fun. But look at it, it's so cute. Of course, the freaking air compressor turns on as soon as I'm about to film something. Anyway, about to pull this clutch off so I can put this new shiny stuff on. I did think about it, and I think if I'm going to fit it up in there, I may as well measure and stuff for engine mounts. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the actual adapter plate on there, and I won't put the clutch or anything on there, but I'm just gonna put this on there. That way I have like my spacing from the engine to the trans right, and then I can cut brackets and stuff on the plasma table hopefully and get some sort of engine mount situation figured out. But for now, clutch off, that stuff on. Alright, before I get too far into this, I figure I better film this. So we got the engine in, as you saw in the time lapse, but the steering bar is way up high compared to this cross member here. And so this needs to drop out of the way. So for now, I'm just gonna take this out, build engine mounts so I can have this setting in there, because at the moment, this is sticking out of the hood, so I can't just run it like this. I have to drop the engine lower. And if you look at the transmission, maybe a little hard to tell, but it's kind of sitting like this and like that. So I really want it, you know, back down to where it should be. It should be about an inch from this bar, and right now it's about 2. So what I'm going to try and do is pull that bar out and lower the engine down with the hoist, and then I should be able to build engine mounts off of that, mount the engine for good. And then I bought some steel so I can remake this going lower, and hopefully that should be good. So this is where the engine was sitting before, way above the hood. Now that I got that steering mount out, or bar, should be able to drop it down another couple inches here. There we go, that's much better. Look at that. Now that looks like it should be sitting in there. We still are going to have a little bit of clearancing issues with that, I think, unless I tilt the engine more. I think I'm going to build my engine mounts right there. What I'm going to do for the engine mounts, so these are 2-piece, so they usually go like this, and they bolt to the Toyota engine, so it would come off of the frame like this, frame being here. But this is probably not going to fit where I'm at, so I'm going to use this, try and bolt it in place, measure and figure out where my holes need to be for the TDI side, and then go straight to here, and hopefully that should be fine. It shouldn't be too hard to do. I can use the plasma table, so I'll just cut up some mounts and fab that together. So that engine mount is in, but after getting under there and looking, I mean, it's not bolted up to the engine, but after getting under there and looking, I've got miles of room between the block and this mount here. The only problem is this little oil filter housing. I don't know what this does. I think it's actually coolant related, but if that could go over, then it would give me more room for my blow-off valve or wastegate or whatever you call that. And it would also give me room over here so that that's not touching. So nothing would be touching, and I could build my engine mounts where I want them to. The trans was also shifted to the passenger side of the vehicle, so I'd like to get that as straight as possible in the trans tunnel. That way our driveline angles are happy, which it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'd like to get it centered. So I'm going to cut that right there. See if I can't get like an angle grinder or something in here and cut that tab off, and then this whole engine should be able to come over this way, and it might be able to go down just like another 1/2 inch. So if it could do that, that would be ideal. So yeah, let me slice that up. Well, my death wheel exploded. That's always fun. All right, I've decided to tempt fate again because the plasma torch does not reach all the way over to this bay. Now I can bend it out of the way. Can you see that? No. It's pretty much cut through, so I want to bend that out of the way and try and drop the engine back down. All right, engine is going back down, hopefully clearance. Oh, dude. Hood. We're gonna see if that fits. But if I have to notch them, how bad would it be, you know? Ooh, that's really close, actually. I'm gonna take this intake tube off and then see what works. All right. Moment of truth. Well, dang, you guys all right? Okay, so it goes in the first latch, but then it hits. So I'll have one of two options that I'll do. I will either space the hinges. I'll just put like a little spacer here and then I'll pick up the back of the hood, or the inner skin may be hitting and not the actual intake tube. So I may be able to just sort of chop some of that out, but we'll see. So, all right, I'm gonna take the hood back off and start building engine mounts because I'm happy with the way this is at. The hood clears. So I think it was caught on something up here. The throttle cable was like over top of the brake master cylinder, and so I'm pretty sure that's what was hitting. There's like almost an inch of clearance on the oil cap and on the intake tube, which are two of the highest parts on the motor. So that this might fit. I might have to trim it down and sort of figure out some way to kind of bead roll it again, but this may actually fit. So, but the hood does shut all the way, so the engine's definitely where I want it. All right, let me walk you through this process of building engine mounts, because it's a little more difficult than I expected it to be. So all I did, I used cardboard to make a template here, and well, I have it over there, but anyway, I used cardboard to make a template for this flat piece, and then also the plate that's going to go up against the engine. And then all you do is bridge in between. So what I'm going to do is try and replicate this piece on Fusion, cut it out on the plasma, and then I'll double check this piece and build also another brace in between here and here. And then I should be able to cut these out, and then I'll weld it all together, or I'll tack it together in the car, and then hopefully I'll be able to take it out and weld it all up by itself. So I'll figure out then like where I need to trim and things like that so that I can clearance it in order to be able to come in and out of the truck. So yeah, I could not be bothered to show you this process. I mean, I may show some of the cutting on the plasma table, but it's not fun. And it takes like 110% of my brain to figure this out. So I don't really feel like filming it, but I will film like some bits and pieces. Pretty similar. Alright, well, I had to trim down the bottom of the mount so that it would fit around that bolt there. But it's up in there, and that cardboard piece still fits. So I'm going to make another one for the other side, and then I will weld that up. So I think I'm only going to film this one because the GoPro's about to die and I have to go here soon. So I'll get both of them knocked out, and then by the next video we'll try and maybe get it running or started, or at least do a bunch of wiring, all the boring stuff. So I'm going to get this one built, and I'll at least have like a picture of it, or maybe a short video just showing you what it looks like. Maybe a picture of both of them. I might be able to get it done tomorrow, but probably won't film it. So yep.